everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. I'm really excited to see how this video goes because as I'm actually filming this intro, I have not yet done the project, but in today's video, we are going to be turning this pressed powder into a blush. We're trying to. So this is in my project pan. This is the pressed powder from E.L.F. I don't have very much left of it, but I really want to repress it because it's all the way around the edges. It's a little bit harder to use. But I had the idea that I would really love to turn this liquid blush sample into a powder blush. So I'm going to try and mix the two and turn it into a blush. So we're going to be repressing it into an old compact from number 7. That was their pressed powder that I used to have and I have used up. But this is the single 3-in-1 kind of shade from Danessa Myricks. I think this was called Bread and Butter. But when I'm saying that, the shade name feels wrong, so I'm going to put the shade name on the screen here. But we're going to be attempting to mix the two of these together and make a powder blush out of it. If it's a disaster, then at least we're not wasting too much product because the powder's almost gone anyways. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to have different makeup on and we're going to try the pressed powder as a blush on my cheeks. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump to the footage of turning this pressed powder into a blush. Okay, I'm actually coming at you from our office. This is where we make earrings. So we've got some future earrings coming up here. Shameless plug to Shop MKT. So I've got my supplies here. Because I don't really like the packaging of this as it is, I'm going to be repressing it into this from number 7. This is the pressed powder that I finished up from them already. I'm just going to be pressing it into this. First things first, I'm just wiping down this container to get the last little bits of powder out. I'm using the alcohol to do this because it's already going to have alcohol in the repressed product, so I think that's fine. Doesn't that look way better? It looks brand new. So I'll also have this little tool. This is a nail tool, but I'm going to be using it today to press apart the powder. And sorry for you guys, I'm left-handed, so you might not be able to see this as well, but I'm just going to press apart all of this powder, and I'm going to do it as finely as possible. All right, I think that should be good. Okay, I think my next step is going to be to mix some of the liquid blush product in with the powder while it's still in the E.L.F. container. And then, well, no, I think I should go ahead and transfer it. This is really a trial and error kind of process. I'm just like hoping this turns out okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump this in to the number 7 container. So here's the powder before. I have no idea how much of this pigment to add, so I'm just going to use this little tool and scrape a little bit of it and start mixing it in with the powder. It's pretty much just sticking to the spatula. I'm gonna try and add some more. Hopefully that will help. I don't know. And I'm gonna add a little bit of the alcohol. And then I'm gonna add more of the liquid product. I'm gonna try and add the rest of this pigment. I really want it to be as close to this color as possible because I really like this color. I'm trying right now to bring all the product to the center so that hopefully when I press it, it will like spread a little bit nicer. Okay, I'm trying to spread it out a little bit more evenly than before. Next up, I'm gonna wipe this off and then lay this product face down on top of the product and just press it in. And this is where this E.L.F. primer comes in. I'm just going to make sure and press on the paper towel all the way around. And this should soak up the excess alcohol. I'm going to continue to do this a couple of times All right, I'm just gonna let this dry for a little bit, but I think it's gonna turn out okay. All right, I think it's mostly dry now, so I think it turned out pretty good. Let's go ahead and swatch it. It is, I guess, slightly still wet, so it feels more like a cream to powder kind of formula right now, but I'll leave it open for a little bit longer and see if it will dry. So it's definitely more on the subtle side for right now at least, but I'm hoping that when applied to the cheek it will be a little bit brighter. So let's go ahead and try it on. Okay, this isn't how I normally would film, but might as well go ahead and try it out. I don't have any blush on today, but I've had the rest of my makeup on all day long. I'm gonna try it with a brush and we'll see how it does. I think this is actually really nice. It's pretty subtle, but I'm interested to see once it completely dries, if it'll be slightly more pigmented. This is definitely really subtle, but I do think it's very pretty and it matches the tone that's in the pan okay. But I will try, if I remember, to put in a picture of my face with this blush on once it's completely dried, because I'm wondering if it's going to be more pigmented after that. I'm building it up a pretty good amount, but I am using a stippled brush, which doesn't pick up quite as much product. So I'm not really 100% sure about that, but I am going to continue to use this as if it's in my project pan, because the original version of this, being just the E.L.F powder, was in my project pan. So I'm still going to try and use up this product. I'm happy with it. I really like the color of that Danessa Myricks product, so to have it as a powder blush is going to be really nice, I think. I don't know, I do feel like once it's more dry like a powder, it might be slightly more pigmented, but I'm excited to try this. I do think it worked out pretty well. I could have probably used a little bit more pigment, but I've already been using this, so I used up as much as I could of it, but I'm okay with that. That was like the original shade, and then we had it in the pressed version. That was like the original Danessa shade anyways, so it did really blend out to be a more sheer pigment. And then this is the powdered version, so it's definitely swatching a lot lighter, but I think on the cheeks it is a pretty good color. I've never tried anything like this, so I'm really happy to have done this video. But that's going to be it for today's video, turning this powder into a new pressed blush for my collection. This is still going to be in my project pan, so I will definitely be updating you guys on my thoughts about it, but let me know down below if this is something that you guys would ever try. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!